Guess who just recorded 12 whole minutes of unusable footage? It's me! Welcome in, guys. Today we are talking about this whole series as a whole. I had the camera a little too low, so I just recorded through this whole thing. So hopefully this one will be a little more coherent than the last one I recorded, because it was already kind of iffy. So, if you are here, that means you have made it to day 15 of making a subclass every single day, until I have made a subclass for every single class. And at this point, I've done it. Every single day for a little over 2 weeks, I have made a subclass for every single class. And I've made subclasses before, don't get me wrong, but this was a whole new beast to tackle. And I'm really glad I was able to make it possible with the help of you guys, with the assistance of my players, who will eventually be in the seats to the camera's side. You can't see them right now. With a lot of assistance, all of your comments that spurred me to keep going. I absolutely appreciated every one of them. I think I replied to every one of them. If I didn't reply to your comment, I will in the future. I just apparently missed it because right now the queue is cleared of comments. But that being said, this is recorded on Wizard Day, day 12. So I don't know what the Warlock subclasses are yet, but subclasses, because, you know, Patron and Pact, I'd probably go over that like 13 times in this entire series. Those will be done tomorrow and the day after, and then the third day from today will be this video, which will be Friday for me. Thank the Lord. That I don't believe in. Ugh. Yeah. So, if you did enjoy the series, go over to the Ko-Fi right now and vote for which subclass you want. There's still 5 days left on the voting. This is not where I release all of the content quite yet, but it's coming soon. I need a week to get my thoughts in order. I need to prep everything to be posted. I have a whole list of spells of the new spell type I'm creating that I still need to create to add spell things to the subclasses. So you get unique spells and normal spells. As you can see, when I was going through the YouTube shorts, I didn't have any class subclass spells for any of them. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I didn't have any of the subclass spells listed off yet, and that's because I want to create a list of custom spells and kind of mix and match them with the vanilla spells. So if you want a video that's talking all about the subclasses themselves, you can of course watch through the shorts, but that will be happening in 5 days when I announce the winners of this competition, of the vote, where eventually we will have the 3 winners. Why did I hold up 4 fingers? We will have the 3 winners that I will be posting for free over on Ko-Fi, and the other 11 or so subclasses, I will add additional ones that I've made in the past that I'll just bring back for extra content, because why not? If you're paying for a Ko-Fi tier, might as well get some content out of it. But that will be available for $2 a month on Ko-Fi, but you only have to pay $2 once because you can just download the PDF and then never pay another dime, unless you want the updated version when they come out, when I do a bunch of play testing and whenever I listen to your feedback. Speaking of, if you have gotten your hands on these subclasses and you actually decide to play through with permission from your dungeon master, these are all subclasses you should definitely get permission to play. Please tell me how it went. Please tell me exactly how the subclass plays out. I want to know what I can change about the subclasses that make them a little more balanced, and feel free to make your own homebrew changes to it. I am not the best at balancing things. I have become painfully aware of that. I typically make my monsters so unbalanced that I'm like, okay, well, instead of balancing my monsters to the level that my players are at, I'll just balance my players to the monsters they're fighting. So that's always my kind of DMing style. So rather than making the enemies less powerful, I make my players more powerful, which makes my players like the game a little bit more, I think. And it makes the enemies still really fun to fight every single time. That being said, of course, make your changes. If I need to make any changes on my end, if there are any fundamental flaws with the subclasses, I will change that. Of course, in the week that I have to kind of tweak everything, I will be fixing wording, I will be rephrasing, I will be clarifying, because there's a lot of things in my own notes that aren't going to go across to you guys as it goes across in my mind, so I just have to be cognizant of that and change it not only in these 7 days, but also in the following months and years, hopefully, because this channel is looking like it's going to have a long life. Of course, this whole series was about the Air Dreamers campaign, which is starting around about the holiday season is when it's projected, but that might be getting pushed further and further back as my friends can't schedule anything because they all have jobs. Speaking of jobs, I don't have one, unfortunately. So this kind of acts as my last-ditch effort on YouTube. If you didn't know, I've had 2 channels prior to this, and I've been on YouTube around about a year prior to this, so I'm a little experienced starting out this channel. Luckily, of course, I've added incentive to subscriptions. Speaking of, you should subscribe so we can get to the 100 subscriber goal, so we can get 5 subclasses and a race instead of just the 3 subclasses. But things like that, I hope, will help springboard us into the Air Dreamers campaign so we get a large fan base to actually go ahead and follow this campaign as it begins to happen, because my last pennies and dollars are being driven into the series. And while I know no return is guaranteed, it would be nice if I could continue to do this further into my life than just this last-ditch effort kind of thing. Because I'm all in on the series. I've had about $1,000 in my bank account, and that $1,000 is dwindling quickly. I've already had to buy a Murphy bed to get space in here. This tablecloth, these chairs. I already had all these, and this was actually free from a plant shop, which is crazy. But this is all kind of the last-ditch effort, and I hope it's not just a last-ditch effort. I also hope it's the best effort I've ever made at YouTube. So far, about 2 months of planning has gone into the Air Dreamers thus far, and we're projected to have at least another month of planning before we actually get up and started. But expect it to start releasing around early to late December. That's the plan. We will be posting once a week. Fridays, 3 p.m. is the plan. We'll see from there. For every week, there will be 12 episodes in every season, 3 seasons. So once the season starts posting, it'll start posting every single Friday for approximately 4 months, which is a lot of content for you guys, 4 or 3 months. But either way, it's a lot of content for you guys, which I kind of get to go hands off for, and also a lot of time for us to record through the next season and have it prepared for you as soon as humanly possible. So maybe you won't even see season breaks, but there's always a chance that there will be a break in between seasons, and probably. But of course, this is all for the Air Dreamers. It's a thing set in the Dreamscape, which is a whole setting I'm working on, which will be available on Ko-Fi once the setting is done. We're projecting around the end of season 2, so probably summer 2026 is the rough estimate, if we're still around by then. I don't know. There's a lot of work going into this, but so far, this is my favorite work I've done here on YouTube. I know I've been really busy with my other 2 channels, Chaos Co. and Wonder and Wisdom, which were my first 2, and I put a lot of effort into them. I think the total is like 220 some videos I've made over this past year, and I don't expect to slow down anytime soon. I just expect to spend more time on one video, more effort on one video, so it'll take longer for one video to post. So of course, we're doing this series, we're doing it no matter what. We're getting through season 1. I think that is the guarantee that I am swearing by right now. Season 1 is guaranteed to be happening. I can't guarantee it for the time I've projected it for, but it will happen. Season 2 and 3 greatly depend on what happens in Season 1 and then what unfolds in my life after that, because if Season 1 flops, I have to get a job, a lot less time to do things like this. But that being said, subscribe to get us closer to that subscriber goal. Stick around. Of course, 5 days from now, I will post a long-form video announcing the 3 subclasses that are going to be free, or the 5 if we get the 100 subscribers. I know I keep saying it. Or I did say, just kind of as a joke to, I think, my parents, if we get 1,000 subscribers before day 20, I'll release all of the content from this series for free. All of the Air Dreamer subclasses, 100% free for you guys. Chances are low, but hey, if you can get us there, if the shoe fits, please. We are, I would be more than willing to give you all of this content for free if it means I have that seed fan base when I start releasing the Air Dreamers sometime soon. So, in 5 days, we will announce how many subclasses you're getting, along with what those subclasses are. And then day 7, I will release them all and have a long-form video talking all about my plans for the Air Dreamers in the future. Hopefully with better audio and video quality. I'm recording this all on my phone. Of course, there's probably better audio quality in the actual short series itself because I have my actual microphone. But if you did enjoy, please go ahead. Not just subscribe. If you are already subscribed, please like the video. Share it to some of your friends. You don't understand how much that actually does for small creators. If you spread this by word of mouth, we are so much more likely to get to the 100 subscribers.
And this is very unfortunately where my camera stopped recording. Apparently my phone was out of storage, even though I still had like 50, not 50 minutes. I still had about 16 gigabytes worth of storage left on it. I don't know, I don't get it. But I got blocked off that last little 5 seconds. You didn't miss much, but with that being said, I thank you all for watching. I will see you guys more in the future, and with that, I think this series turned out pretty cool.